Have you ever wondered what it means to truly be alone? Not loneliness, not isolation, but solitude. A deliberate choice to be with oneself, to listen, to reflect, to strip away all distractions and see what remains. This is what Henry David Thoreau sought. This is what Walden reveals. In the year 1845, Thoreau left everything behind and built a small cabin by the shores of Walden Pond in Massachusetts. He did not flee from the world, he stepped outside of it, just enough to understand it better. He did not seek wealth, status, or approval, he sought truth, 2 years, 2 months. Solitude was his companion, not a burden, but a guide. I never found a companion that was so companionable as solitude, he wrote. He did not fear being alone, he embraced it. He understood that true isolation is not the absence of people, but the absence of self-awareness. And so, he walked, he listened, he watched the changing of the seasons, the ripples in the water, the shifting sky. He saw life in its simplest, most profound form. His days were simple: work with his hands, read the wisdom of those before him. Walk for miles with no destination, just the journey. And in these small acts, he found clarity. Walden is not just a book, it is a lesson. A call to let go of the unnecessary and reconnect with what is essential. To question, what do you truly need? What weighs you down? What would happen if you stepped away from the noise and let the silence speak? Afternoons were spent in reflection, reading the words of the great thinkers who came before him: Emerson, Confucius, the Bhagavad Gita, seeking wisdom not just in books, but in the stillness around him. He wrote, recording his thoughts, his observations, his realizations about the delicate balance between man and nature, between necessity and excess. And in the evenings, as the sun dipped below the trees, he would sit by his fire, the flickering flames casting shadows against the wooden walls of his cabin. The silence was not empty, but rich, filled with the whispers of the wind, the distant hoot of an owl, the gentle lap of water against the shore. He was not lonely, he was deeply, undeniably alive. Walden is not just a book, it is a lesson. A call to let go of the unnecessary and reconnect with what is essential, to question, what do you truly need? What weighs you down? What would happen if you stepped away from the noise and let the silence speak? But solitude is not an escape. It is not about running from the world, but about meeting yourself in its quiet spaces. Thoreau believed that simplicity was the key to understanding life. That in reducing excess, we gain everything. That in solitude, we are never truly alone, but closer to the world than ever before. We live in a time of endless distractions, voices competing for our attention, a constant demand to be connected, to be seen, to be heard. But what if, just for a moment? Imagine waking up without the noise of notifications, without the pressure of obligations pulling at your mind. Just you, the sun rising, the air fresh, the day stretching ahead with possibility. Imagine slowing down, noticing the way the light filters through the leaves, the way the wind carries whispers from faraway places. Imagine finding comfort in your own presence, knowing that solitude is not emptiness, but fullness. This is what Thoreau found, and it is something that still exists, waiting to be rediscovered. The world has changed since 1845, but the truth remains the same. Life's meaning is not found in more, but in less. In presence, in awareness, in embracing the quiet moments that so often go unnoticed. And yet, after 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days, Thoreau returned. He did not stay in his solitude forever, for he had learned what he needed to learn. He stepped back into society, carrying with him the wisdom of simplicity, the power of introspection. He did not abandon the world, he re-entered it transformed. So perhaps the lesson is this: solitude is not meant to last forever. It is meant to teach us, to strengthen us, to remind us of what truly matters, and then, when we are ready, we return. Not as who we were, but as who we have become.